Hello everyone, and welcome to the ethical discussion of user repairable electronics. My name is Luis Flores, and let's get started. So just to introduce the concept, these are a whole bunch of words, but what you really need to know are consumer electronics such as laptops, headphones, controllers, cell phones, tablets, watches, monitors, pretty much any daily consumer electronic that we use, especially ones that are battery powered, should be highly repairable to coincide with growing demand for consumer electronics, as well as the heightened e-waste problem that we're experiencing. In the background, what's going to be going on is that I'll be doing a motherboard replacement on my laptop. It is a Framework 13. I'll cover it in the video a little bit, but just so you can enjoy some, I guess, something else other than a PowerPoint slide. I'll just be taking apart the computer, removing the motherboard, and replacing it, quote unquote. I don't actually have another motherboard. The one I have works just fine, but if I did, this is how I would do it. So the actors we'll be talking about today include the consumer, and that can be you, as well as the companies. We are going to be covering topics with Apple. We all know who Apple is. They make beautiful devices. However, they make extremely unrepairable devices, at least extremely hard to repair, without the proper knowledge, of course, which they hide away. The other side of the coin, the underdog, is Framework, and they have been releasing now an ultra-thin laptop known as the Framework 13, and just recently released a gaming laptop called the Framework 16. It's not specifically for gaming, but it does include a discrete graphics card. At the moment, they have those two offerings, as well as different onboard processors from Intel, AMD, and now they're actually working on a new one called the RISC-V, but we won't get into open sourced processors just yet. We will be using the ACM ethical guidelines, specifically the ethical principles 1.1, which is contribute to society and to human well-being, acknowledging that all people are stakeholders in computing. This is more clearly defined by computing professionals should consider whether the results of their efforts will respect diversity, will be used in socially responsible ways, will meet social needs, and will be broadly accessible. They are encouraged to actively contribute to society by engaging in pro bono or volunteer work that benefits public good. And the guideline 1.5, which is to respect the work required to produce new ideas, inventions, and creative works and computing artifacts. It's more clearly defined by developing new ideas, intentions, or works that creates value for society, and those who expand this effort should expect to gain value from their work. Computing professionals should therefore credit the creators of ideas, inventions, works, artifacts, and respect copyrights, patents, trade secrets, license, arguments, and other methods of protecting authors' works. So informed repairs, or the right to repair, has on the ethical side, we have providing customers with repair information empowers them to make informed decisions, fostering trust and transparency between companies and consumers. It's all good, all great. Concealing these repair information from consumers restricts their autonomy and perpetuates a culture of planned obsolescence, which is basically, we know your iPhone's going to get slow in X amount of years. That's when we're expecting you to upgrade, so we'll design that phone for your upgrade. It's bad. It prioritizes profit over repairable electronics, and it's profit to the company, not the consumer. However, on the other side of the argument, allowing consumers to access repair manuals kind of possesses a risk to intellectual property for Apple in this case. Because undermining that innovation and product integrity is a direct violation of our guideline, which is to respect the work required to produce new ideas, inventions, creative works, and computing artifacts. So Apple doesn't trust you with your repairs, with their, repairs. Apple doesn't trust you with repairs on your own device. They've decided that for you. However, you purchased this $2,000 laptop and you would like to repair it however the hell you want. So ethically, give me what I need to repair it. It's mine. I paid for it. That should be part of what you paid for. So just to go over and cover the ethical discussion of informed repairs, sustainability, ethical, unethical, there's obviously strong arguments for both in terms of economic growth for Apple and for Framework. And there's also strong economic growth for that benefits the consumer. However, I believe generally it leans more on an ethical side not to provide highly repairable electronics, as it will degrade the overall life for consumers generally in the future. Between climate volatility or future generations not even having access to these products because they're now completely inaccessible. We have run out of a finite resource that we did not focus on making repairable earlier on. And the other side, of course, is can they still innovate? Can they still create something if they provide highly repairable electronics? Will we still buy the new iPhone? Currently, the way it stands is that there's a new iPhone released yearly with very minor incremental changes that sometimes are really just software changes, or they added a new camera, but they also charge you for that new camera. Not worth it. Separate discussion. But I believe they can still advance. I believe that it has been shown before, and it has been shown by Framework. The laptop you're currently watching get torn down and replaced and repaired. You can very much create repairable electronics, and the more that are created, the better they get, in the same way Apple created their products. Every iteration is a slight improvement. Same thing with repairable electronics. It's just not the way we do things because companies don't do it that way. We're kind of forced into this planned obsolescence, which is overall bad for the consumer. And bad for the consumer, bad for the general population, and in terms bad for the company. Better way to put it, Nirav Patel, the CEO of Framework, says, making products that are repairable and upgradable is the right thing to do. It's better for consumers, better for the environment, and it's ultimately better for businesses too. It's possible. There's a future we can live in where products are easily repairable, and if you damage your iPhone or drop it on the floor, it's not the end of the world. You can recycle certain parts of it and replace it, and you can have your phone back within a few hours of doing so. It's a very possible world. We just have to push companies that way. Thank you. That is my time. Have a great day.